Welcome to the show, Painful Goodbyes. And today I have Shares, and she is sharing how she had a difficult time when she was writing her book, The Sacred Baker. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
People would love to know who we are talking to. Maybe if you can briefly tell us who you are.
Okay. Good day, everyone. My name is Sharon Ngwenya. I'm from Bulawayo, Zimbabwe. I'm 27 years old. By profession, I'm an environmental health officer registered under the Environmental Health Practitioners Council of Zimbabwe. I'm also a USA certified marriage and family counselor. I'm a baker by passion, yes. This book is my debut work. It's entitled The Sacred Baker, Discovering God in the Art of Baking. I'm the only daughter in my family.
And the emphasis is very important that you are the only daughter in your family. All right. Congratulations for the book that you've just written.
Thank you.
Why the title Sacred Baker? Take us through how this book came about.
Okay. In 2018, I was on attachment at Plumtree District Hospital as a trainee environmental health officer. So I used to bake every week carrot cake and banana cake. So I was just checking some of the recipes, wanting to experiment this and that. Mm-hmm. So one of the recipes that I checked, after the method or the procedure, after it was written down, there was a list of scriptures there. Mm-hmm. So that intrigued me, that caught my attention. And I just read those scriptures, I opened my Bible and read those scriptures. Mm-hmm. And then it made me to see baking in a new light. And then I was like, I can actually learn more about God through the skill that He has given me. Mm-hmm. So what I did, after that, I had one prayer that God, please reveal yourself more to me through the skill. I took some bond papers and stapled them and wrote baking lessons outside. Mm-hmm. Fast forward, I finished my degree at NAST in 2020, October. Mm-hmm. I graduated at that time. In December, I got a contract, right? And at Tonga Chilets in Triangle. 2021, when I visited home just after mid-year, it's just God, how my dad saw that book. I don't know, because I don't know where I had put it, honestly. And then, so when I came home, Sabbath morning, before I went for church, he was like, I saw your book. Okay, he saw my book. Which book? I don't have a book. Then he reminded me, Then I was like, oh, okay. And then he was like, that's a good read. Mm-hmm. I'm planning on typing it and sending it to the publisher. I was like, no, you can't.
Do that.
Because this is for me. I was writing for myself, learning about God, through baking. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, let's first wait. Let me first write the book. And then after that, we'll then take it to the publisher. Mm-hmm. Then to answer your second question on how this title came about, this was not the title of the book. Mm-hmm. This was a title for one of the lessons in the book. Okay. So the initial title was The Baker's Basket, Breadcrumbs of Faith, Baking Your Way to Spiritual Growth. Mm-hmm. So before my book went to the publisher, Pastor Ntokozo Nyati, I'd asked him to write a poem for me. So he was like, I want to have an appreciation of how you are writing this book. So when he was reading, when he read the lesson with this title, he was like, this title encompasses everything that I've just read, Then I was like, oh, okay. So I prayed about it, and then that's how I changed the topic from that one to this one.
Mm-hmm. What is interesting to me is that in your book, I call them chapters, but you call them lessons. Maybe just one word on that.
It's a lesson because I didn't write chapters because for me, I was learning about God through baking. Mm-hmm. So putting it as lessons, it's that intimate to me because I was learning about God through the skill that He gave me.
Wow.
Yes.
Now you spoke about how Dad gave you this instruction. This book should be written, and you actually did it. What is it about the relationship that you have with your dad?
At a very tender age, I would go with Dad to church. So we go to church together and everything. And I learned reading from him. He reads a lot, you know. So, and you know, growing up, him encouraging me to partake in church activities. So it was easier for me to just accept because they believe in me, both him and my mother, yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you very much for sharing that bit about yourself. Thank you very much for sharing that bit about yourself. We'll take a short break. Please don't go away. Welcome back to the show, Painful Goodbyes. I am with the newly minted author, Sharon Ngwenya. So there are times when you were writing and you got stuck. I would not call it the writer's block per se, but maybe it was a writer's block on your side. I don't know. Talk about those times when you got stuck.
Okay. Probably when writing, right? And then there's a particular word that you have in mind, but you don't know what the word is. But that word links everything for the message to come across. Because remember, these are spiritual lessons that I'm getting from baking. Then it's linking baking with spirituality. Probably there's a word that I'll be looking for that links the two. Sometimes, you know, I'll just get stuck in the sense that I cannot continue because I need to find that word for me to continue to the next paragraph or to finish that particular sentence that will lead me to writing the next paragraph.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, you've met disappointments before that have been very painful. You want to share one?
Yes. You know, I remember when I now started writing like for the book in July 2022. I write, and I finish a lesson. I'm an early morning person. And then probably...
So you were doing handwritten or...
No, typing? I was typing.
Oh, okay.
I was typing.
Okay.
Yes, I was typing. And then that time my phone had some problems. So I will need to send the document to myself, right? Or sometimes via email. But then there were instances whereby probably I sent via email, it doesn't send through. I try to send the document to myself via WhatsApp, but it doesn't send through. And then, you know, the next time I open the document, it's empty, 0 kilobyte. Just imagine.
Wow.
Yeah.
that was the first painful goodbye to your book. So how did you then pick yourself up after you found that there is nothing, that everything is gone?
You know, I would just say, like, what kept me going is that people need to know God, you know, through the skill. I've grown through this experience with God. So someone needs to know God. So that kept me going. So it means that the same God who impressed the same lessons prior is still the same God who will impress more deeper lessons and more deeper concepts, probably that I wouldn't have included previously.
Yes. Oh, that's beautiful. And in the course of your writing, you suffered some illnesses and some disorder. You want to take us through that experience and how it had an impact in your writing journey?
Okay. The first illness was a breathing problem. You know, I did a lot of tests. They came out negative. I can't explain it when it's there, you know, but then you can see that this person is not feeling well, you know. So it's okay. Before I allude how it disturbed my writing, and then because it started in 2018 when I was in attachment, but then after that it stopped, you know. And then in 2022, it was in November, right? That was 19. That was 3 years later of, and it resurfaced again. Okay, so then when it restarted again, that's when the disorder came about. So it's a condition called narcolepsy.
Okay.
It's when you have a sudden attack of sleep, whether you're feeling sleepy or you don't feel sleepy at all, right? So I remember that. Okay, so when I sleep, I immediately get to the subconscious. I don't get to the stage where so when you're sleeping, you can say, I had G in my sleep. For me, I don't. That stage is skipped.
Okay.
I really go to the subconscious, like where I sleep totally dead. And I don't know what happens around me at that particular time when I'm sleeping. So now
you're having this breathing problem and this disorder, all they come at the same time.
Yes. Remember, it came at the same time, even when I was at camp where were we? Is it in Nyanga? Yes, in Nyanga camp. It was a youth camp. So I remember, I was having the breathing problem, and also I was having the sleeping disorder. But one thing that I appreciate about God is that when the lessons that He wanted me to write in this volume, that's when the lesson was being taught, when the sermon was being preached, I didn't have that sudden attack of sleep. And I didn't have that breathing problem at that particular time, you know. And then going forward, I remember this year, my book went to the publisher in March. I think towards end of March. 16 February 2022. I was in the bathroom, so after washing my hands, I was now moving out. So the tub was full of water. There was a dish, you know. It was on a Friday, I remember, in the evening. So it then started when I was standing. So the problem can start, and like I said, I don't hear what happens around me. I can fall, and if I don't wake up because of the pain, I might just sleep and wake up after some time. So then I fell. I didn't hear myself falling. I could have hit myself on the wall, like with my head, but God prevented that. So when I woke up because of the pain that I was feeling because of the dish on my left arm. Then also the mouth of the tap was just below my eye, such that if there was any pressure, you know,
I would be gone. Like
that. And another thing, another scenario, I was writing. Yes, I was writing, and I'd put sugar beans in the gas stove, you know. So I was writing, I was typing and writing, right? And then it started. The beans bent. I didn't hear anything. When I woke up, I didn't wake up because the house was now smelling. No, I woke up because I was now waking up, you know. So, and then the amazing thing is that the beans which are at the top, they never got bent. But what do you call this? The covers that cover the sofas, it got to a point that you could hear that something was burning in the house. I remember when I cooked the beans, the beans that were not bent, no, you couldn't tell that's the beans, like something bent, but you could tell from the smell on the sofa covers, you know. So like it will how it affected my writing is that now when I'm sleeping, the progress is reduced. Yes, because I remember I wanted my book to go early March. I didn't manage to meet that target. So I only managed to send to the publisher after mid-March. So basically that's how it was affecting me.
I want to talk about what happened as you were crossing the street.
Oh, I forgot about that. 19th of June. But then this time around, the book was now out. No, it wasn't out. It wasn't out. No, it wasn't out because the book came out on the 20th of June. So yeah, 19th of June was the time when I was still doing the proofreading. They'll send the book and then I reread it and then write the corrections that. So that day I was from an interview at City Council. Yeah. So when I came back from the interview, I had left my stuff along Fazak. So it's along Joshua Mkabu Street, right? So then I crossed the road up to the center parking, right? And then when I was now crossing the road from the center parking to the other side, it started. What I remember is that I woke up when I was 1 meter away from the NASA wall. That was a miracle. In the morning, I read a verse on God leading the blind, you know. So how I crossed, it's God. How I passed by those cars which were parked, it's God. And God woke me just on time before I could hit myself on the wall. So, yeah.
Yeah. So when you had this illness and this disorder, what did you lose? How did it affect your worth?
It really affected my worth. I was big. I've got a small body now. There's a point in time where I was like, I don't know what's the word, not huge body, no. But
I understand.
Yes. So I remember when it happened simultaneously, the breathing problem and the sleeping disorder in 2022, I was losing 10, I remember the first time I lost 10 kgs in 2 weeks. You know, then I went for camp. Then when I came back from camp, the last year, but then in January, February, it started again. But that was the breathing problem, both. And I lost 5 kgs in 1 week. I was losing weight like that. So by the time we got to April, I'd really lost weight. Because I remember when I came back from Triangle, I was weighing 90 kgs. So the first time when I lost 10 kgs in 2 weeks, of course, you know, when you get home, the change of diet. I was now weighing 75. So by April, I was now 50 something kgs. So, you know, when that drastic change, it really affected me because, you know, there's a change of wardrobe, right? So then I was seeing myself as like very small, you know, in terms of my weight. And that really made me to lose my self-esteem, you know. But that didn't stop me from writing. Yeah, so, yeah.
Thank you very much for being candid and clear and honest about this, because ladies feel better when they are smaller, and when they are bigger, they don't feel okay. So what really affected you? Because now you are small. Maybe it's a generalized statement. You'll correct me.
Okay. I'm smaller than my normal weight.
Okay.
Because at high school, my normal weight usually ranges at around 67.
Okay.
You know, so it's I'm still trying to get used to this body.
Okay.
Yes, it's a process for me, but at least now I'm at a point whereby I've accepted that, you know what, this is my body for now, so I have to embrace it. You know. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Someone may think, oh, wow, now you look smaller and it's okay, but they are not knowing that you're going through a difficult time to accept this. And thank you for sharing this. Please stay tuned as we wait for the third and final segment. Welcome back to the show, Painful Goodbyes. I am with Sharon, the author of the book Sacred Baker. Now, in your book, there is a story about Alex helping you to carry the cake to church. As I read through that, I thought to myself, you must have been going through something that really took Alex to be like God helping you through a difficult time. Let's talk about that.
Okay. So what happened is that there was a youth program at church. So volunteers were asked to bake some cakes. So 3 were needed, but I ended up being the only one because the other 2 ended up having some commitments, right? So that time I didn't know how to decorate the cake. So Dad designed decorated the cake. So after the decoration was done, I put it in the box and I headed to church. I was walking. So I was carrying the cake. When you're carrying the cake, there's a certain way that you carry it so that you avoid the cake the box or the cake from smudging, to the box or something like that. So you carry it in a certain way, and when I was just a quarter way through the journey, I started feeling the heaviness of the cake. But just imagine carrying it in a certain way, you don't put it like to lean on you. You just, So I was tired, but I kept on walking. So when I was halfway through the journey, then Brother Alex Commande then saw me. He was using his car. So then he said that, are you going to church? Then I was like, yes. Then I was like, get inside, I'll just drop you at church, So, but then that time, that lesson was not impressed. But then the story was there.
Okay.
So that was 2022 in October, and 16 October. Then the following year, that is last year, when I experienced the breathing problem again and lost weight again, 5 kgs in a week, and I still having the sleeping problem, so then that scenario, like the story then came to mind when God showed me that I was carrying this thing all by myself, So when we carry our burdens ourselves, they become so much, they become too hard to bear, But then, just like Alex Commande, when he saw me, he said, are you going to church? Come inside, I'll drop you there. God is saying, come unto me, those who are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. For my yoke is easy and the burden is light. Then Psalm 55:22 then says, pile your troubles on God's shoulders. He will carry your load. He'll help you out. When I'm using the Message version. Yeah. So the story was there, but then the lesson was impressed at a later stage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And then that takes me to the cakes, the poem that you did on the cake.
Oh, the poem that I did on the cake? No, I'm not okay, all right. I only wrote one poem.
Okay. The 23rd Psalm on the cake.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, fast forward, last year in August, right? God impressed the lesson on the Baker's hymn, the journey through Psalms 23,
yes,
right?
Yes.
So, I write the verse the way it's written in the Bible, right? And then write it in the baking analogy, right? So, there's that verse, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. And so now, when I faced what I faced this year, pertaining to me falling on the tub, the beans burning, me crossing the road, then God impressed that the big analogy on that verse. Though my cake collapses and my cookies crumble and my efforts fall flat, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Your support and guidance strengthen and renew me. Yes.
Oh, wow. Wow. If I was there, I was going to give you a standing ovation, but that's very beautiful. But you spoke about your weight, and that's a very sensitive issue, and people say words, and in your book there is something about words. You want to talk about the impact of words that people say when they are commenting.
Okay, so words. The Bible says that words have got the power of life and death. So like I alluded before that, there was a time where I had, you know, I was big, okay, in terms of my weight. So that time people used to think that maybe I was pregnant or something. But that time when I was staying at Tonga Chilets, it was a hotel kind of thing. So, you know, I'm saying in a hotel for 1 year, 5 months, you don't expect to be small. You expect to be big, you know. But then people want to be knowing, you know, some will be saying, giving comments like, but we'll wait and see after 9 months is over. You know, things like that. And then now, and I have a small weight. People then be saying, like, I don't know how I don't know the phrase in English, you know, but you have lost weight to that extent. What's happening? Are you sick or something like that? But then I'll be sick. So it's so sensitive because someone wouldn't be knowing, you know, what you're going through. So words have got power of life and death. The icing on the cake. The icing is not the whole cake. But if it's not done to the correct consistency, it affects the entire cake. So, meaning that some people have got low self-esteem because of the words that you have uttered. James says that the tongue, it's so small, but it affects the entire body. So it means that if the words that you speak, they can destroy someone. Someone out there is shining because of the words that are uttered to her. But someone out there has a low self-esteem because he or she was told that, you are useless because they didn't pass at school, but they've got a certain skill up in sports. Then they're told that, you are not intelligent, you are this and that. So someone out there has a low self-esteem, someone out there is not making it in life because of the words that were uttered to them. So words are like ingredients in a cake. If you use the wrong words, they become poison to the cake batter. But if you use the correct words, you know, the cake batter will rise and rise and rise to its fullest potential.
Thank you very much for sharing this story. We were truly blessed. I was truly blessed as I was listening to this, and how you managed to weave in baking and God and trials and tribulations, and how you've managed to conquer this. This is the show, Painful Goodbyes. For me, Skumbuzo Dube, Sharon Simpiwe Ngwenya, and the crew behind the scenes. It's a wrap.